Hey everyone, in this video I want to talk to why you shouldn't put people on pedestals. There are a few problems with this behavior, so let's jump right into it. The first thing is that when you put someone on a pedestal, it makes you behave more needy around that person. Quite often when people put someone on a pedestal, it's a romantic interest. It's someone they have a crush on. So they put that person on a pedestal thinking that it will help them basically enter into a relationship with that person, but it actually counterintuitively does the opposite. It usually makes that person lose interest in you for the reason that it makes you become more needy around them. So why does that make you become more needy? Think about this. When you put someone on a pedestal, you're kind of conveying that they're better than you, right? Because otherwise you wouldn't put them up on this pedestal, because you would realize that they're just like you, they have flaws, they're imperfect, so they're not really worthy of being put on a pedestal, especially in the cases where people put someone on a pedestal merely because of their physical appearance, which guys are often victims of that because we find women so attractive that we immediately pedestalize them, and it's really dumb. We shouldn't engage in that behavior at all, and neither should women put men on pedestals. But anyway, it makes you needy because now that you've placed them above you, subconsciously you're going to be trying to win their favor now. You're going to be trying to impress them, make them like you. You're going to try to seek their validation and attention. And that's a huge problem, because that neediness, even if that other person doesn't basically think of themselves as better than you, subconsciously they're going to pick up on your needy behavior, and that's going to make them kind of think, why would I want to be with this person? They're of lower value compared to me because they're being needy around me and placing all this value on me. So if I'm above them in a human hierarchy, then why would I want to date them? Do you see what I'm getting at? Most people will date along either parallel lines, they'll date someone who they believe is of the similar value to them, or they'll try to reach above themselves, especially women. There's the concept of hypergamy, and that's a very interesting topic for a different video, but women will often date above them. So if you're acting needy around a woman, you're basically conveying to her that you view yourself as below her, so she's probably not going to want anything to do with you. And that's one of the main problems of pedestalizing women, but people in general. I'm calling men out here because men are far more often the ones who engage in this behavior, just because we were raised watching Disney movies and other stupid things that make it seem like women are princesses and queens and that we need to put them up on a pedestal and praise them. And yeah, that's not true. Just like men shouldn't be viewed as princes and kings and whatnot. All of us are imperfect. This is another problem with pedestalizing people. Nobody is perfect. So as soon as you put someone on a pedestal, you're probably going to overvalue them. You're giving them all this worth that they may not even be deserving. I mean, nobody is perfect out there. If you ask me, I would say pretty much nobody is worth putting on a pedestal. Now, some people can be good role models for others, but even then I would say they shouldn't be pedestalized because they had their own problems. They made mistakes. They had their issues they were working through. Nobody is perfect. So knowing that, you shouldn't pedestalize anyone, especially those romantic interests, because as soon as you do that, you're likely going to forget who they really are, or you're just going to willfully ignore that. They could have a ton of flaws, they could even have red flags, but as soon as you pedestalize them, since you're giving them all this perceived value, you're going to ignore all the red flags. And then even if you somehow were to win them over, now you're dating someone who has really bad problems that are going to cause the relationship to fail in the end. So it's not worth it. Instead, don't pedestalize anyone. Try to view people as much as possible as similar to you, as equals to you. That way, you're not going to pedestalize anyone, especially for the men out there. When you see a beautiful woman, her appearance does not make her worthy of being pedestalized. What if her personality is absolutely horrible? Come on, like, stop valuing appearance so much. Do not pedestalize anyone. They simply may not be worthy of it, and you don't want to ignore the red flags because that is a huge problem. So once you stop doing that behavior, once you know that nobody is worthy of it, becomes a lot easier to date, because now you're not going to pedestalize people, so you're not going to be needy around them, because you're not going to view them as being higher value than you. So it helps immensely with dating, but it's just a helpful thing in general, because you really shouldn't be pedestalizing people. It's a weird behavior that we've kind of picked up because of our childhood and the media and whatnot, and the way they portray relationship dynamics, and it's just dumb. So anyway, I'm getting to the point where I'm going to start rambling, so I'm going to end the video here. I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci!